Oh.
All right, we'll call the meeting to order at 6:05. So we need to add to the agenda the Soro email on the emergency the costs for the emergency management stuff and rec committee letter of interest.
I'll move.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's good.
Oops, aye.
All right. We'll open it up for public comments.
I guess that's me.
Actually, I think
So, the Conservation Commission went to explore the land, the 1 acre piece that was given to the town last spring, which we thought was on the road, but then one of our committee members, Alex Smith, is a surveyor, and found out it's a landlocked piece, but it has a right-of-way. And the right-of-way abuts the town forest, so we want to make a trail up to there. So Alex contacted the new landowner, who said we couldn't use the right-of-way, even though it's on the deed and the map, and that he'd see us in court. So, so we went, because we wanted to see this land if it's worth, even talking about. We went up on another person's land and accessed the parcel of land. Well, lo and behold, he has tapped the whole thing. So he's using this parcel of land as if it's his. And a number of years, which really upset all of us, because it's the town's property. He never got permission, and as a couple of you know, a number of years ago, another person approached the Conservation Commission and the Select Board to tap the town forest. And we recommended no, because it wasn't fair to other townspeople, and it's a public access, which is now used very heavily. So we want to know how we're supposed to proceed, because we're under the jurisdiction of you.
And I did tap with pipeline, it's not buckets. So.
all right.
And you can see he knows where the pins are in the ground.
Yeah.
And they're flagged.
It's just, we only own almost an acre, but it's just a small amount.
This
But
is what
we own.
This is what we own.
Stopped his main line here, and then he continued a new one into our land. I mean, there's a lot of taps. We didn't count them, but there are at least a couple hundred taps. You can't do anything in there because it's all lines. Which is why he didn't want us to access the land.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd say he's got to stop.
Right.
So my suggestion is to get,
Would-
there might be a little problem with the conflict of interest, so I would like to call Vaughn first and have him do a cease and desist and removal. But if he may have been the one that prepared that latest deed for those people, if he did, we'll have to use a different lawyer. We can use Ed. So just to recap, Larry, that land that we were gifted by Sue Quarles, the man that owns that land, the 39 acres abutting it, doesn't want the people, Conservation Commission, anybody using the right of way that we have.
We have a right of way to there, to this.
Now, is it safe to say that?
And he's tapped it.
He's what?
He's put pipeline on it.
The whole thing is now, and it's new pipeline, it's not old. You
Is
can
it-
see it's really new.
Is it
This
safe to say that
gifted
the right
area
of way
has
is?
trees on it, or
Pardon?
the pipeline goes
Is
through?
it safe to say that?
Nope.
54.
So it has trees on it, but he
This-
tapped.
this whole thing right here.
It's his land.
But he said
No,
this
no,
is
no,
not
the right of
anybody
way is
using
right
the right of way.
The right of way
Yeah,
is
it's
right
just-
there,
it's
yeah,
just this whole.
Right
Yeah.
of ways.
yeah.
This
So the
You
town
don't get it
forest
twice.
is right there.
Some people don't
So
understand.
it'd be just a wonderful addition.
And bonded
Um,
for seed.
Where's the
Either,
town
but I'm not
forest?
sure
Okay,
if
so
he
the
was
town
working
forest
for-
is
he
here?
was working for these people,
Oh,
and so.
the town forest is here.
Yep.
So We
Okay.
can walk, and this is the right of way here, and here's the road, so. we
Oh,
can
here's, this
go
is
up
along the
there.
Bridge Road?
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
The
we
newest
can go
member
up
of the
there.
Conservation Commission
and we
works
can
for Barnard
access
Jarvis as
it.
Right.
surveyor, so he's very good reading these maps and stuff, so he knows
That way.
what he's looking at.
He
It's
works for
Alex.
him?
Yeah,
Oh,
Alex now. So he's part of the Conservation Commission now, so he's been guiding him through the,
So it's
you know,
Robert
it's
and Carol that
landlocked,
you're
but we
having
have a right
trouble
of
with?
way.
Pardon?
This is the Robert and the Carol. They're still.
No, it's, I don't know, are we supposed to say it?
I wouldn't say it, just point to it.
We'll point to it, right there. They're the new owners. That's like two
Yeah.
owners, you know, when it was surveyed, it was 2 owners ago, I think.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. All right.
Which is these people right here.
It's these people.
Oh,
These,
Okay.
but this is now, this is not
No.
this. This is
This
now
belongs to this person here.
okay.
Right here, right?
Yes.
these are.
I did not speak to him, Alex.
So,
I don't know if he
That's-
texted
So
or
the new
spoke
people
to
are
him,
on that deed right there, by the way.
Okay.
but he wouldn't
So
even
there's
have a
39.5
conversation.
That's the one
And
that
it's
that
not
man
like,
owns.
you know, the town
and
forest
doesn't
where
want
many people are on
anybody
the
using
trail
it
every
right
day.
now.
This one would be, you know, just the people
So when
who
they
are
went to
really
view
into
the
hiking.
property
'Cause
the
you have
other
to
day,
go
they went up on somebody else's
Pleasant
land
Hill
because he
and,
was
you know,
being
it'd be more for adventurous people.
obstinate about it.
Now,
So they went
what's-
a different way.
what's this right here say?
But it does connect to the
Okay,
town
so
forest.
you
so
got
that
town
they wanna
forest
make a
here, but then
trail
you got a
to-
line right here, so who's here?
I think that's Lou and Claudia Rose, maybe?
Okay, so our property.
No, wait a second, this is all ours. This
Comes
is
right
all
to
the
the road.
town
Oh, so
forest.
that, this is
Yeah,
just
this
a-
is just our stone wall in there.
This is along the Bridge
Oh.
Road right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to get oriented.
Okay, so the whole thing.
Yeah.
So in a
sort of like
sense,
this, if you're looking at it from the road.
Yeah, so here's, you know, this is the whole town forest, here's the road. So, you know, we could access it from, you know, it was a wonderful gift of this woman, and we want to be able to access it. I mean, it'll take us a while to develop anything, but we can't develop anything right now because from what we discovered, you know, that.
I'd also probably suggest that we ask him to put in a paragraph or 2 about the ability of the right of way and what it's for, and that he can't stop somebody with a right of way.
okay. You kind of a young guy?
Pardon?
You kind of a young guy?
Did you meet him, Sarah? No,
No, I didn't have any contact with them. Alex is the one who did, because she's got surveying knowledge. But I'm the chair, so that's why I'm here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I delegated to an expert.
Yeah.
Doesn't say anything about a right of way in there.
doesn't, but it's in the deed that's the original deed to Sioux Quarles, and it shows it on the map. And it's mentioned in the original deed that when people sold over 300 acres to, I'm trying to remember who they sold it to. Anyway, in the original deed, when they sold a massive amount of land, the 300 acres, and then in Sue's it does mention the rights of way and things like that. It's not in.
Okay. Thank you. I need to send this to Vaughn, or if he's involved with the other, some legal advice on it.
So we'll just wait to hear from you.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would say that. We will.
Strange thing,
Pursue it.
I've never heard of anybody doing that, but
And
first for
he has also tapped onto the other person's land that we accessed the town land from. So it's not like he's just violating the town. He's gone over onto the
And he's
other.
not paying anybody.
Yeah, he's not paying anybody.
Yeah.
But basically, he threatened us if we went up there, so,
Oh.
you know. but it's all posted and so.
Have you been up the town forest? Has he done anything on the town forest property?
Not that I know of. I didn't go up on the ridge, but I guess I should go up on the ridge.
Or-
2 years
or we-
ago, no one had tapped up there because we were looking at a trail
Yeah.
up there and no one had tapped beyond the boundary. But I guess I should because he's new owner now. That's a really good idea, Dave.
Curious.
I'll keep you posted.
Okay. Yeah,
Because he may have gone over the boundary there.
and,
And they're clearly marked.
yeah, okay,
Alex found the pin for it.
yeah. All right,
Okay.
we're good.
All
Well,
set with me?
any questions for Sarah, anyone?
Okay, well.
Yeah, well,
You
thank
know how to
you
get in
for,
contact with me?
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
Sarah.
You Sarah?
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
So what's this squiggly mark here?
must be just the top of the ridge, I believe.
Yeah, something I drew, I don't know who did that. Would have been the previous one, the lady that, drew the land, she gave me that, a copy of the paper, so maybe it's for him.
So is this gray line that they got here?
That's the right way, or.
Is the right of way?
I think that's what I was trying to get at her.
Yeah, that gray line.
That's what Sarah was saying, it'd be the right of way. Anybody know, is that a road going up the boundary
I
of
think it
the,
is. I think that road goes right up.
right up the
next to it.
boundary of the
I
forest?
think so.
Yeah,
No, the other side, I think.
yeah,
I don't know, I was having a hard time making heads or tails of it.
yeah, I think we probably need some legal advice on that before we go
Yeah.
too far. All right. Do we, who wants?
She said she was gonna be quick.
I'm
All
here for
right.
public comment.
Yeah, yep, jump right in, Susie, if you want.
January, February, March went really well with our events. We had over 100 at our January event, over 200 at our February event, over 100 at our March event. The bills we've seen so far are not even anything to comment about, easy peasy to cover. So we'd like to, as we start building our calendar, include next January, February, March. We're not doing music stuff in the summer, so, looking at the turnout, I think that's when you hit people with music stuff to get them to come out. There's a lot of people,
Mhm.
so, I'd like approval to do that, and maybe a motion, so it'll be on the record, so we can start building our calendar for that. That's one thing. Second thing is I tried to get hold of you, Phil.
Mhm.
We're gonna have to do some work on the, you can't mow on that side the way it is right now,
No,
right?
no.
So I didn't know if, that's up to who, we need to get some top fill in there, some seed. And I didn't know if we could move those
Barriers.
so that they're where you put the string.
Oh, along there?
Yeah, and then you can mow easily enough, they're not gonna drive in there. Also, it's very soupy there, I've talked to you before about I don't
Yeah,
know
that
what
never-
is going on
Yeah,
there.
what the hell happened there?
It's,
I mean, they had it all dug up, so,
they had it all dug up, and it was kinda soft there, but now it's even
yeah.
worse.
I noticed the other day when we put
It's
we put
awful.
that string up there just to save that
I
a little
mean,
bit.
maybe I
We
can get John.
did get a lot of snow, and we got 2 inches of rain.
Yeah, but it's
so-
still a wet spot.
It's a spot that's abnormal. Is that the word to use? It's not.
Well, it's always been there. I think that was part of the problem, but it's still there. So I
Either
don't
there's
know.
could there be a spring there?
Boy, I would have thought it was a leaking pipe, but everybody
I
said.
think-
Yeah, so I'm wondering if the
But
town-
everybody says no. But Scott was right in there
Possibility for
digging
town
right around
leaking.
that whole thing. So I don't.
He didn't go out from the foundation. He was
Oh, just
along the
against it.
foundation. Now supposedly, right, Larry, somebody, I don't know who it was, that said, we've dug there before, there's nothing there. But it really seems, cause it's right
Yeah.
out from that old,
And it's in the same spot it's always been.
and it's yeah, so maybe I can get John to ask somebody to take a peek. I really feel like there's something going on there.
I wonder if we could just tap into, there's already drainage going out there now, that he put in last fall, if we could tap into that and maybe get some in that hole.
And just drain it out.
Yeah, drain it out through that other
Maybe.
system that's already there.
But before things get too firmed up, you know, like the ground's soft right now, if we're too firmed up, I don't know, we need, I mean, Phil or nobody can mow there the way it is. It's all rutted, cause people were parking up with the barriers, they parked right up against the building.
Yeah.
So if we could make the barriers come in this way, they could still achieve your temporary situation, but it would also prevent them from driving up to the building and parking on the grass there. And then it would make a clear shot for the lawnmower also to be able to go up and back around the Opera House. So that was number 2, and then number 3 was, I don't know, did you forward my emails to Billy Joe about Green Up? I haven't heard anything, I was hoping he'd get back to me.
They usually do their routes, since the guy's on their routes.
Yeah, but I was wondering if I could find out what the routes were, and I've caught maybe a few people that could help pitch in places that are on the route. I have never seen so much trash.
We do the town roads, like on our back roads, we don't do any of we don't do the main highways, we don't state highways. We
Right,
do like.
but Water Tower Road,
That's village.
that's village.
West Berkshire Road and Water Tower Road, any part of it that's in Enosburgh is a village.
Okay, perfect, so I'm gonna hit them up for it. But if there were other areas, I'm on a mission, I've contacted the principal of the high school, the middle school, John. The rec seems to think they didn't have a lot of turnout, so they're not doing anything this year. Joey, and I'm gonna call Kathy's husband, what's his name?
Derby, Mike
Yeah,
Derby.
Mike, to see what they're doing. It pisses me off every time I leave town and come into town. And Berkshire, I got my sister on that.
It's all the way to Jeffersonville.
It's
I've been
awful.
seeing it the last few
Yeah.
days, it's like,
I've never seen it so bad.
where's it all
It's
coming
terrible.
from?
It's
Just people
awful.
just throwing it
People
out, it's
don't care, I see
crazy.
it all the time.
We do our
And
road from
from
our
our-
house to Valancourt's, both sides
It's-
of the road, and
yeah.
we pick up like
Near our
5
house
bags of
is the
garbage
same
every
way.
year.
And I'm gonna
Yeah.
say that
Every
people
year.
outside of the village limits, and not to say anything bad about people in the village, but outside the village limits, where the town does it, we have a tremendous outpouring of people always volunteering, and then they put it on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And then our highway crew gets in their truck and they do their route, whatever's on the side of the road, they put it
Yep.
in the big trucks and we take it back to the garage. It's just the way we've always done it.
So I just didn't know if there were holes that weren't gonna get picked over. I'm calling everybody to see if people could allocate a little extra time because there's such a massive amount of trash. Emphasizing using gloves in case there's any toxic residue out there on anything. It's just so bad.
They have those grabbers too.
Yeah.
Those are really nice. I mean,
I've got one.
Yeah.
Hacked somewhere. I'm gonna order some more, but I just didn't know if there was any way to support that. It's just the worst I've seen it. It's really messy, awful, awful, awful.
Don't go in the parking ride and look on the other side of that thing. Oh my God.
That bank over the edge of the armory and the parking right is really bad.
Oh my
I don't
God.
know where all that
I
comes
picked up
from.
everything
There's
at the
so
armory
much
the other
junk
day.
there.
I picked up all the garbage on the armory lawn. It was half a garbage bag, half a garbage can,
But
had a
like
garbage
in that
can.
little
with-
Did they
valley,
push the
And then
snow that
there's a
way?
lot.
I don't
It
know, but
is.
if you look
I've
down
noticed
on the
that.
other
Yeah,
side
it's
of
bad.
the parking ride, it's tremendous.
And the parking
Crazy.
right, I would suggest to the state that they put a garbage bin there. There's no garbage bin.
Something.
A lot of
Just
it, I think, comes from the car wash and Dollar General. I think that's a lot of
And I
the
don't know if-
armory stuff.
I'm asking the schools and to tell the kids, like, check your pickup beds, you know, you're flying along, maybe you're not even thinking of it, and things are flying out of your trucks, everybody has a truck.
I think you
Are they
get
emphasizing it like when we were kids, like green up
I
and being
agree.
proud of our roadsides, and it's.
What you've
so
seen with the
sad.
Opera House parking lot is like, sometimes they just don't care and they just chuck it.
Yeah, for sure,
It was
but I can't blame it all on the
terrible.
kids, so I mean,
It's falling
Well,
out.
No,
that's a
it's not.
targeted audience,
Jesse
we
and I are
can
gonna
try
go when he
that,
gets back.
Yeah.
so,
We'll do that.
those
The
are my three
unfortunate,
things.
the unfortunate thing is that for Green Up, we set it in May,
I know,
and it's like it should be changed.
it should be
No, it
earlier
should
because
be-
it's growing
It should
up.
be April, something.
Yeah, because by that
maybe
time it's
like
already
the
grown
last
up.
weekend
I agree with you,
or the
Pierre. I was just
next day
talking about
after.
somebody else, they said some places do it Earth Day, but that's when schools are always on break here, cause Earth Day is like the 22nd.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But like right now is when it needs to be
Yeah.
done.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When do you
Otherwise
get your
you're
green
right.
bags?
We have them.
You have
We
them?
just got them Friday.
Okay, I might stop, pick some up and just start filling them up.
We just
Yeah.
got 'em.
So, that
Does the high school, do the high school kids get community service if they were to do something like that?
So Kim Covert's in charge of community service, she's gonna try to work with it, but it probably won't happen this year.
Oh.
About putting into curriculum about how you can do community integrated stuff, and what could be some examples of that, and part of that could be, green.
Green up.
Yeah.
So,
Whatever
but I
gets
think
applied.
it's just
Yeah.
something, I think it was in our elementary school years, it was a big deal, it was always talked, we got,
We got to go
Yeah.
outside and pick up.
yeah.
It was
and-
just like an extra recess.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, so those are the two things. Any thoughts about January, February, March for next year, if I could get a motion on that, I mean, we're bearing the cost of any extra cost and it's so minimal. You didn't even have, what was it, water and electricity is even,
The first month it was a little
I
bit
didn't
on
think
both,
during
but then the
public
second
we
month
could
it was
do
just one, and then
motions
the
and
third
stuff.
month it's just
Yeah.
been one, so it's
Didn't
not
we
trying
talk
to be.
about that last
But
time
of
about
course,
just
also
having
keep in mind,
public
it's been a very
Taking
mild
it,
winter.
yeah.
yeah,
Do
But
like
we
during
were-
later,
budgeting for much more.
I don't know,
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out.
Right, does that make sense?
Cause, we wanna start building our calendar and get it out there.
We can talk about it, I guess,
Yeah.
after.
We'll talk about
We'll
it.
have a discussion, then I can
Yeah,
email you with the decision.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Well, I'd like to be here for any questions you have about it, rather than,
Okay, we gotta, I think we gotta bring it up after public comment
okay?
to do business on it,
Okay.
correct?
Yeah, because we're just absorbing the public comments
Okay,
on this particular bullet point.
On the groundwork and stuff at the Opera House, Susie, is the drainage working?
I have not seen any water come out of that pipe.
Yeah,
The other part I was thinking about is maybe constricting, so when it comes out, and then it's gotta swale all the way out. I have not seen any water, we've had loads of water.
has there been
And
water
There has
inside?
been a little bit in the mechanical room, it hasn't spread out, but it's been in there.
Better, but not perfect, right?
Better but not perfect, so I didn't know if maybe it could build something, around where the pipe comes out that's attractive, and then we could level off the rest of the lawn again for lawn mowing and whatever. It would be like a catch, a stone-lined catch thing that could be attractive, maybe I
Yeah.
plant a plant here and there, but that way the whole lawn isn't taken up with this thing when, I mean, we've had a lot of water, and I haven't seen nothing come out of that pipe.
Yeah. Okay.
So that makes me also question, did they go deep enough
Mm-hmm,
to really capture anything? I don't know.
where it's going, yeah,
Although it has to have done something, because we would have seen a lot of water in the basement if it wasn't doing
I
anything.
think he lined that with plastic, right?
He did.
Yeah.
It probably helped.
yeah,
So it's probably was seeping in through the stone.
okay. The groundwork that needs to be done, is that from where they put drainage in, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, it needs some topsoil
They
there, a lot
did
of
a
rocks
swale.
involved in it.
And, I was actually looking at,
I was gonna actually talk about that. So, yeah, it needs some work for sure.
yeah, it's a mess for you for sure. I saw an example, and I thought, we could do this on the front lawn, not so much the whole exit way, but. God, anyways, it's stone lined, and just creates a nice spot. And then it wouldn't impact the whole lawn for lawn mowing, et cetera.
Okay. Yep. Good. Anyone else got questions for Susie?
Nope.
All right.
Did anybody get to look at my big huge report I gave you guys? The annual report.
To, back and forth.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that's good.
Anybody have any questions on that at all?
The question that they had was, with, remember the one that you were talking about with the supervisor union?
Like cut that off.
And there's always a
Just do
loss.
like a holding.
So they weren't charging them enough.
Do a
Right.
whole, like, cut, you mean,
Yeah,
not
just-
do this, just do
yeah.
a holding it like a little
Yeah.
pond area
Yeah.
or something?
Like instead, because right now, literally without the stones, it's going across the whole lawn, but like just cutting off a little area, like a holding.
It's gonna be
Place.
interesting to see when water goes in there anyways, because it's lower where it comes out of the pipe than it does where it hits the street.
Is it?
Yeah,
So you had a
so it's gonna
question
build up
about
and then go out.
northwest, And
Yeah, the billing,
The
Yeah.
supervisory union?
yeah.
What was the question?
Why is it they're not billed?
Because they're funded by the taxpayers and then we feel like it would double dip. Like we, at one point, there was a dance group that wanted to come in from the school and, I think we were charging them a nominal fee, this was a number of years back. And it was mentioned from the board that they should be able to have use of it because the taxpayers pay for the school function and the taxpayers are also paying the general fund for the opera house, so we don't charge them for that type of thing. Likewise, they kind of reciprocate, if we need to use the auditorium, they don't charge us.
So does that go with all the other organizations? like
That's
the
why
rec?
that says a negative number, you're just calculating what it costs you to have them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the negative part is it probably took a little bit for Kim payroll to organize, and maybe we had a cleaning fee in there that wasn't covered. I think if it's not offensive to anybody, and it expends more cleaning fees, we'd like to be able to just charge them the cleaning fee to clean up after they've been there, but not charge them any rental, because it's kinda like double dipping, they're paying, taxpayers are paying for their use, and then they're paying for the general fund to keep the building in shape, so we were.
Is it just once a month that they meet over there?
They have, I don't know, it's infrequent. It's great, the TAPS is using it to bake goodies, and their insurance is covering that, and they're learning life skills, and they're providing snacks for the people in the meeting. It would be the same thing if the town needed it, or the village needed it, and figuring the town, the village, and the school are the municipalities, so those are the organizations that we do that, and we're very flexible with nonprofits too, with a sliding scale type thing.
Yeah. Okay. Any more questions on that? All right. Thank you, Suzie.
Yep.
All right, so the other thing under public comment is the village reorganization of the village designation maps.
Yes, so this should be the public hearing, right?
Public
Yep.
hearing, yes.
Yep. So with the town plan, when we did it last time, there was a mistake where they put in the old village center designation map instead of the most recent one, and the village needs to re-up the village center designation. So we are just correcting the town plan. This is the last meeting, so after you close the public hearing, you guys should be able to vote on whether or not to adopt the amended town plan. And that's the only change, it's just that map, and then the village will be able to apply for the
We had
updated
done it
village
once
center
before, so
designation.
we had to have 2 public hearings, this is the second.
Oh, yeah.
So we're
So-
technically having a public
Process.
hearing now.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the public hearing,
So
when you
this-
close it.
Oh, we are?
All right. So
Sales in public.
yeah,
Susie's
so
the
this
public.
is this is a second.
Thank you.
The second public hearing on the village redesignation map. So this is the second one. We had to.
Is it warrant?
Yeah, so after this one, you can vote on adopting it.
How long do we have to wait?
Half a second.
Yeah.
Well, do we have to, do you close it, or do we have to make a motion to close the public hearing?
Well, I think you gotta close it.
Close it, yeah.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
closes the public.
Motion
Any-
to close the public hearing and then motion.
Right. Any public comment on this village?
I think it's a great idea,
Designation.
I know why they did it, and remember the whole thing, yeah.
All right. All right. So that
Thanks for your input.
we'll close seeing no other public comments or discussion, we'll just close the public hearing on the village designation, reorganization of the village designation maps.
I'll move.
All second.
Pierre moved, Phil seconded for the accepting the reorganization of the village designation maps. Any comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right.
Opposed? Passes.
if I can just mention before I head out, if someone can send an email to Greta or me at Regional Planning, just asking to have the plan reviewed by the Regional Planning Commission. We have to get the request from you guys before we can start that.
Just to have the plan reviewed.
Yeah, plan reviewed
Okay.
by Regional Planning.
And do you want a copy of the minutes too?
I
So
think
we
that'd be
just-
great, yeah.
Okay.
Close the hearing.
Oh,
Did we do both at the same time?
yeah, I should have
Okay.
closed the public comment session and then we
You
closed the
did,
hearing.
you did
closed
close
the
the
hearing,
public.
yeah.
I wrote it down at
Yeah.
6:33.
And the motions you guys made was on that, or is it on accepting the,
I think it was on closing it, wasn't
okay,
it?
Okay.
that's what I was understanding,
Oh,
so
sorry.
now,
So do
okay.
we need a motion to accept it?
yes.
All right,
There we go.
thank you, Larry. So,
I can make a motion to adopt the amended plan.
all right, we have a second.
I'll second it.
All right, thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, you move to accept the adopted village designation map.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
You too. So we closed, the public hearing is closed and the
Closed.
public comment is closed?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have any questions for Susie, but unless anybody else has questions, I would go ahead and make the motion to approve the January, February, March usage for next year of the Opera House.
I'll second.
For 2025.
2025, wow, I
You know.
can't even believe that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
March heat shouldn't be bad because
You
we
seconded
didn't have
that,
heat.
Larry?
Phil.
Oh, Phil did.
Filled in, yeah.
Now we just have a huge,
I
Okay,
did,
so
I
it's
did the one before.
I'm not.
All right. Any discussion? So the events this year were very
We
successful.
were super excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. It's been, we don't dare go much further out with the.
Right.
Cause like, look at the weather today, you
Mhm.
know, and whatnot, so.
Mhm.
With the summer sounds and everything, those winter months, I think are the months people, they came out, it was great.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of, and even our, first Sundays of the month, we do antiques and flea markets, they had over 300 people come in. Of course, it was the day before the eclipse, and when I was leaving, there was a passel of people, I had no clue who they were coming in. So that was great, but that runs through, I think June will be the last one, that Lions have given us permission to do it on that Sunday, and that's Labor Day weekend. And then that will pause until the fall.
How were the previous Sundays before the eclipse?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the vendors feel like it's good enough to
They
unpack
keep
all their
coming
stuff.
back, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
And it's a good selection of stuff. I saw you guys
Yeah.
there. It's
Yeah, it was fun.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just
Yeah, we bought a couple
antiques.
things, yeah.
They have some other stuff too. Breezy Acres brings in their organic meat and stuff, and yeah. So it's a nice Sunday afternoon type vibe thing.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay. Very good. Any other discussion on the use of the Opera House for the winter months? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? It is passed.
Thank you very much. Go back to work.
Thank you.
Thanks,
See you,
Susie.
Susie.
Bye.
Is Garrett here?
no, he's at the hospital, he said it'd be a little late.
Oh,
All right.
Is that executive session for him, or what does AC do?
He had a couple of personnel questions.
That's for
or
him,
just
though.
well, it was for various things, it was
Yeah.
for the sheriff contract.
Oh, you
Oh,
know what I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
that meant? Is that control?
It was for her too, she was also shut up.
Oh, okay.
All right.
so proud of myself, like, what text me, you know, like.
Should we entertain now to discuss the contract? That one item? We'd have to go back for the others once they get here.
Right.
Because the others are all not here either.
No, I just texted Joey, but didn't answer.
Okay.
Yeah. What about the last one, is that Margot too?
That's,
Catherine.
well, Margot's gonna talk
Well,
about
the
dog park
amended-
signs.
The one we added?
Yeah.
That was just a letter of intent,
Oh, okay.
interest
Okay.
to join the
Gotcha,
committee.
gotcha.
Okay. Should we go
Into executive?
executive to discuss?
Yeah, I can make a motion to go into executive
Discuss contract.
to discuss it.
Alright. Who's the fastest, right? Margot and Catherine, you wanna go? Yeah.
I'm gonna move up here. You wanna come up?
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna start with this. So Kate didn't wanna come here tonight, but she did make a video. Hang on.
Hey, it's Kate. I want to thank all of the people that donated and all of the people that are helping me with the dog park. And I was thinking that maybe we could potentially name the dog park the Doggy Den. And I just, again, want to thank everybody for helping with the dog park or just making the dog park happen. Thank you.
Very good.
So there's Kate.
And she wants to call it the doggy den.
The doggy den. That is what she's proposing. So, you wanna dive in? You want me to?
Either way, I
Okay.
mean, you've done most of this work here, but.
Picture.
So this is the proposed like sign at the entrance.
Oh, yeah.
I like
Cute.
Yeah.
These are pretty rough.
Yeah.
Rough.
Well.
Get it?
Oh my gosh.
I picked that one up.
Somebody had to say that.
Somebody had to go there.
Everybody's very formed today.
Oh my gosh.
Especially Phil.
Yeah. So we might change the bottom a little bit to say Enosburgh Bark and Recreation.
Yes.
Yes. So
So
again,
underneath it may say Enosburgh Park and Recreation. Yeah.
Too cute.
Right. And then this is the rules sign. We only have one of these.
Which I've seen.
You've seen that,
I
okay?
might have.
Given
How big are these signs?
we don't have measurements for this one, right?
Well,
Or do we?
the vision for this one was to go on the front door,
Gateway.
which
The
I
gate?
believe is
Yeah.
36 inches
Yeah, okay.
standard. So
Within that
yeah.
size.
The rules were taken from St. Albans, the Mark Spark Park, and a combination of Milton. They're pretty standard. It does cover virtually everything that we could think of. And then the only thing I will note on the rules that it does say in case of emergency, call 911. That was sort of the variable in all this. But that was pretty standard from what we saw.
Were there times, like open times, or is it just whenever?
I
Like
think
there's
we're
no
gonna
closed,
just do,
like.
no, I don't think we're gonna do open or
24/7,
close.
As long as it doesn't
Okay.
bother neighbors or
Okay.
anything, I think
Right.
it'll be fine.
Yeah, as long as like they're not mowing in there.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
So this is the most finalized of the sign pending any changes. John suggested 3 feet tall. He thought that would be sufficient and provides adequate,
So people can read it.
right,
read it.
adequate size of font for.
That's gonna go on the fence, you think?
Yeah, and we were thinking of maybe getting more than one of those so they can go in a few
Right.
different places along the fence.
At least one by the entrance, at least.
Right,
Maybe one or two inside.
right, exactly, yeah.
What was it? 325 per or for 3?
No, 325 per sign.
Yeah.
Okay.
All weatherproof, 6 millimeter, and yeah, the dimensions are there.
John's doing.
These
Yeah.
are John's.
So who's gonna enforce the fines?
The fines,
Does it say?
I don't think there's fines
fines.
mentioned on there.
These are just rules that they have to play by.
Well, I know,
or
but-
else they leave.
But it's one of those things of, I mean, I'm just throwing it out, say somebody doesn't pick up their mess, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, who's, I mean, say a dog is acting inappropriate, I mean, who we calling?
Well, again, that would be the question for the bottom, like,
Well, that's, I mean, we do have a new dog catcher, we could get her involved and she could write up a letter, have a letter ready to go to somebody if they were not following the rules.
But then,
Are there any cameras out there? No.
we probably have, I mean, I'm just,
Worst
and then,
case
and
scenario.
yeah, and then,
Well, someone
you-
pointed out that one.
That's not
and
a
then you
bad
get the
idea.
scenario of, well, it's not my dog,
Mhm.
I'm just throwing these out.
Right.
This is just a,
yeah,
what you
yeah.
wonder camera would do to verify stuff. Is there lighting if this is a 24/7? Be better if there probably wasn't.
Is there lighting on the back?
There,
Yeah,
it's pretty
so-
dark out there, there is no light.
There's no light on the
This
back.
is the
There's no light.
darkest place in
No.
town.
And the thing is that, would we wanna entertain that the park is closed at, say, 7 o'clock?
Or do you wanna say like, do you wanna set a time or you wanna say like closed at dusk
I say dusk.
in terms of
Yeah.
lighting?
That way it's
Yeah.
different times all year
Yeah,
round.
it depends.
Or
Maybe.
something like that,
Summertime
cause
it's gonna be more
it's,
busy
you know,
than-
yeah,
Right.
than-
but it's
Right.
just one of those of, having someone have their dog up here at midnight
Right.
when there's other functions going on, like,
I mean, we can always add these rules later too, see how it goes, if there's any complaints, right, we can always adjust
Do these
some
main
things.
ones and then have
Right,
another
adjust them later
if
on,
we need more.
right,
But these are good to start with.
Mhm.
Yeah, they
Looks
are.
good.
no, I think so.
There's no breeds or anything that they prohibit at these dog parks on any of the others.
Not that I've seen, no.
No, this was really a combination of everything that I saw. This is
Yeah.
very comprehensive, and there
Yeah.
was nothing mentioned about breeds.
No.
I do know, obviously, personal insurance has breed issues, but I don't know if anybody's posed it to.
No, I think there's some
LCT.
towns around here that have,
I think Montgomery does,
Montgomery doesn't allow the bully breeds, but
yeah.
I think they're about the only ones.
Is that something you want to add or research?
No, I don't think so.
No, cause we haven't,
We don't have an ordinance against
yeah,
it,
we
so.
don't,
Okay.
we're just on it,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so this is okay as
Okay.
is.
Okay.
All right.
And then
Does
the
it-
last,
Does the time on there, because we do want
There's-
to make sure.
the
no
time.
time.
There's no time.
No time. Do you wanna add that? Closed at dusk?
I think we
I
should.
think that's, I think we should too.
Nobody's gonna be out there after dark with their dog anyway.
I know at least one person that would.
You never know, but it's,
Well, you never know, you'd hope not, but.
or 30 minutes before dusk or something, just common courtesy.
Right.
We better put an open time too then,
Close between dusk and dawn.
Dawn, yeah.
yeah.
Open
In
dawn,
between.
dawn
Yeah.
to dusk or
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
Close it dusk, open it dawn. Anyway, that looks good, I guess. Combination.
And then the last sign is the donor sign. So this sign would look as is, and then as donations come in, each sponsor they would engrave,
Like they do out there in Canada.
yes, and we would add a bone
Nice.
to each one. So
That looks really good. Should use that page. I love that bark and refrain.
I know that's my favorite part.
That's awesome.
What are your donations gonna be? Do you know how much they're gonna be to get the tag?
Do you have a minimum? Like here, it's
Oh, do we have a minimum?
$100 to get your.
We didn't discuss the minimum.
We have not discussed the minimum. It's very few at this point in time. I think we're up to 12 donations and $3,500. So, I guess
Yeah.
it's
we can
worth
think about
discussing.
that. Yeah.
I would think $100 minimum would be.
That's what they do in the ambulance.
$100, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I think that was all for the dog park.
Do you want to
Oh,
go through that? I think.
Do we wanna make a motion on accepting these signs and
Oh, I thought they were gonna come back with some. They were gonna fine tune them.
These are ones that they don't want.
Oh, that's
we'll
not,
just,
These
we'll
are-
just add the,
This
Just
is the
gonna
only
add
one that really will be possibly reworked. It's a very,
this is the rough draft of this one.
yeah.
But it's, I mean, if
it's
any,
pretty
this is a basic,
true to
just
what it
entrance
will
sign.
be, but I think that might be tweaked a little bit. And then the vision is to have them all color coordinated and cohesive through that.
Okay, so is this is the one that we're hoping for, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and then this is what we put together for, like the equipment, I guess we're calling it, in the dog park. So 2 loops, a fire hydrant, a bench, and then a tunnel. And then was this the smaller tunnel? Or were there different sizes? There was only one?
Yeah.
The donations are meant to pay for these.
The
pieces of
donations are
equipment.
meant to pay for these
That
pieces
was
of
a
equipment.
cute,
Yes.
that was a cute picture on the donation page too. I thought that was.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
that was cute
really,
too.
you know,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
really
she did a good job.
nice.
Yes, the donations are meant to cover this.
Yeah, so this is the fire hydrant.
What was this? I was thinking.
It's obviously not a real one. I wouldn't touch it with your bare hands. And then this is the tunnel.
Oh, it's cute.
And I probably do have pictures of the hoops in there.
I was thinking this one bigger and like smaller.
And then,
No, no.
No.
Oh, single hoop.
Yeah, it's
these.
that one.
Those are the hoops.
oh, fine.
Oh,
Yep.
cute.
And I believe that we're very close. There's a promised donation Margot just told me about, so that puts Kate 42 cents short. So,
we got Green Up Day coming? Probably find them on the road.
yeah, I don't know if you wanna pass that down. Or these, does anyone want these?
No.
Okay.
All right, there's that, and then, sorry, it's not printed, but.
Oh, there we go.
Were you making a motion on to accept the signs that are gonna be?
Yeah, we should on the rules and donations. I think that's the 2 that are ready to go.
Anybody wanna work on making?
I'll make a motion to accept the rules and donation pages or signs
I'll second.
for dog park.
And hanging these on the fence is acceptable. Okay, I'll just have them punch holes.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh,
How I got it.
there you go. Sorry, I forgot to
okay.
print this.
So the other thing we wanted to
Hang
show
on
you.
a sec.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
And so any more discussion on the rules sign or the donation sign? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Right.
Opposed? It passes. You guys are good.
So this is we don't have this printed, but this is again a very rough draft of the playground sign with some of the donors. So this goes to, I believe, 225 and over donated. So anything under that is not on the list. But this is very basic. It's not really.
It's very rough.
Very
but
rough.
it's really
But
more
just so you can
for
get an-
formatting of how we're going to lay out
Pick up.
the donations.
Just so you can kind of get an
Okay.
idea of what we're
Oh,
thinking
this
of.
is nice. Yeah.
I'm hoping to have a graphic at the bottom of like
A
a
playground.
slide and swings with a
Mhm.
tree,
That's
something
really
like that.
nice.
That's a good idea.
And maybe not highlighter yellow, but
Yeah. We're not fond of the yellow.
It sticks out.
it's
It
bright.
sticks out. Yes, it does.
I'm not sure about
Wow.
the yellow either.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that Ashley was just doing that so
Yeah,
she
it
could
looks
see,
good.
but
Well, it's a fun kid color though.
Well, yes.
Well, that is true.
It's playground equipment, it's gonna be
Okay,
bright.
it's growing on me.
It's great. Maybe I do like
It does, it kind of reminds you of that safety, like with the
Oh,
tunnels
yeah.
and stuff.
So, what they're looking at that for the tunnels and the hydrant and the hoops. You got donations for that, so we
Yep.
don't need anything.
No,
You guys are
this
good.
is covered
And
by
we had,
donations,
we
right?
had budgeted
Yeah.
for the dog fencing, it's dog park fencing,
Yeah.
in the
Good.
budget.
Yeah.
So the donations are gonna cover
All
all
this
those
extra
things
stuff.
that they just spoke of.
Yeah, nice. Good work.
yeah, she's worked really
She
hard.
has.
good.
How old is she? I don't.
12.
12, she's 12.
Over February break, she went and literally knocked on doors
Yeah.
and went business to
She's got a
business.
lot,
So.
she did really,
Good.
really
Yeah, I
well
saw
for
that
her.
she had,
a 12.
was recognized, I saw that Facebook.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
GBC.
Yeah, that was great.
Mhm.
Very passionate.
Yeah, excellent.
She's a real go-getter. Phil knows her. She's not a shrinking violet.
She's not a So when we have a better draft of that, we will send it
Yeah.
your way, but we just wanted to give you an idea if that's what
Okay.
Yeah,
we're doing.
great.
Cool. And then I just was gonna mention the art murals that we had discussed we're starting those this week. We have one artist that's working on, she started today. The other artist that's gonna do the one here at the rec shed, we're actually gonna install it on the shed and she's gonna paint it right on the shed instead of moving it after. But so in the next couple weeks we'll have some art to show everybody. So I know, right?
Good.
It's exciting. So
I was out of town, but how was the color run?
it was good. It
Really
was
good.
very well attended. It was
They were
cold,
very
but
respectful. It was cold, but people
everybody
were
came.
really happy to be there.
Yes,
Oh, good.
everybody just has fun.
I was
Like, it's
telling
just fun.
Margot, yeah, I had 4 people stop me today in various places
Oh, nice.
that participated
That's nice
or who
feedback.
said, wait a minute, who was running by my house? What was going on?
What's going on? Why was everybody yelling and
Yeah, they're like they were hooting and hollering. What's going on?
covered in purple?
Covered in different colors.
And they got Hannafords to come in, so after the race, they had snacks, they
Oh,
Hannaford
nice.
water, bananas, granola
Yes.
bars. They
Hannaford
they
is
handed
like-
those out.
An incredible
That's awesome.
contact. They are so great. We
And their
called
people
them.
came with them.
Oh yeah,
Just
she
them.
brought.
Oh, yeah.
They brought their tables.
She
they
brought
their
probably
people.
20 employees,
Yeah.
so
Wow.
most of them did the color, go to the color stations, and then 3 or 4 stayed and did the food, and yeah,
That's great.
they're awesome. Yeah.
Congrats
Yeah,
on
super
that.
helpful.
Awesome.
And then you wanna give a little report on the eclipse thing? That you shared with the library, or?
The eclipse was very low key. Why I talked to Pippa who did the yoga and she was super happy to be there. She said it went really well and she would love to do yoga on the bridge again. So she was very excited about that. But it was very relaxed. The people there were so nice and like
It was
I went.
very calm.
It was very calm. Like I went after to help clean up in the park, and there was nothing to clean up. It was just a very respectful group of people. It was,
I
yeah.
think the hardest part anybody had in the whole state of Vermont was charging their Teslas and trying to go home. That's all you hear on the radios and on the news stations. I'm like, can you just not keep talking about that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Our infrastructure can't take it. Nobody had anything bad
That's good.
until the cars.
Yeah, until the cars. Yeah, Brenda had someone make a huge chalkboard thing that they put in the park, and people signed it which was the coolest thing because there was people from San Diego and all over Norway. So they had all these signatures.
Astronomers.
So is that at the library?
It's still
now?
at the library now, yeah, and it's a chalkboard. So I was like, I wish I could spray
But
this
it's
and save it.
It's like
Yeah.
a screen, so it's fold.
Yes,
so
it's
you
like
can
a
have little
tri- you
You
privacy
can make
screen.
I did that with a picture, took a picture of something like that and made a wallpaper.
Oh.
So that way you can still use the chalkboard and just make the
Yeah, see, that's
wallpaper.
what she was like. I want to save it because it's a chalkboard.
It was a growth chart we had moved. And so I took the
That's
picture and I'm
smart.
like, well, I still have it even though we're not in the house.
That's smart.
Well, that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's fun. Well, that's awesome. Very good.
Cool.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Hang on,
You, so,
hang
girls,
on.
Hang on.
or,
You got room on your
we gotta-
committees?
yeah, room on the committee for one
said
more.
one more.
Oh, yes. Chelsea?
Chelsea, lawyer.
Yes. Yes.
I forgot about that.
I just told you about that before we walked in.
Sorry. How many are on your committee now?
5.
5? No, moved it to 7,
7.
right?
Yep.
Okay. Alright. Alright.
I'll abstain on this one, seeing related.
No.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Moved by Pierre, seconded by Phil to add Chelsea to the recreation, Chelsea lawyer to the recreation committee. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Say aye. Any opposed? Nay? Alright, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Thanks. Okay.
I don't have much, it won't take very long.
Joey.
Sounds like Garrett's been playful.
Yeah.
Garrett and Sam. First thing is letter of intent to be signed for grants and aid work for next year. Base offer right now is like 19.3, but that's probably gonna go up some when some towns don't participate, so. I guess there's just, you can look it over, but one line for one signature. That's turned out to be like an annual thing, that's like the third or fourth year in a row, I guess.
Did you want to say something? You already have.
Fourth year, I guess, now. So basically that's, you get grant money to do ditching and improvements on the roads and hydrologically connected segments of the road. It's, a lot of times it's work you need to do anyways, and you just have to follow their practices a little.
20% more.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah.
And that
Which
goes
are-
until September.
That'll be next year's
You
work
said-
Oh,
for
next
fiscal
year's,
year
okay.
25, yeah.
You said base offers 19.3?
Yeah,
And then 20% on top, or we match 19.3?
no, it'd be up and above, or 20% would be up and above that, so you gotta do like a total project of whatever, 30,000 or whatever,
Yeah.
25, 30,000 or whatever it might be, to get that much money. Like last year, I think it was like, turned out to be the actual amount we're eligible for is like 39,000, so this base offer is probably gonna go up some.
For 2025.
Yep.
So Dean is the only one that needs to sign that?
Yeah, there's just one line, one signature.
Okay.
So after this, there'll be an actual state contract they'll send with, you're entitled to up to this much money
Yeah.
that you'll sign, and then after that, we can do work anytime, but it's ends like next year, the end of, I think it'll be the end of December of next year, I think is when all the work and paperwork and everything's gonna be sent in, so.
Alright. Do I need a motion to sign this, or do we just sign it?
We make a motion.
Do I wanna, do you need permission?
I'll move.
Is there a second?
I'll second it. Letter of intent.
Alright, any discussion on that? Seeing none, all those in favor, give me permission to sign this letter of intent for the fiscal year 2025 municipal roads grants and aid program.
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Alright, passes. You want to have that?
Yep. And like I said, in a month or so, we'll get a contract to sign from them. So next thing is more of a discussion probably. This was sent to us, we got it today I guess, yeah, the 15th. On the bridge down the dugout, the Sand Hill Road, down past, just past the campground. So they have intentions of either rehabilitation to that bridge or total replacement. Not. And the way this is worded, this what they're trying to do with this letter here is just trying to confirm what there is for a right of way on the road there. So we got 1 and 2 boxes to check. If you know of, like in town records, that there's like a greater right of way than 3 rod down there for whatever particular reason, which I can look on. I gotta look on the map that I got at the garage to make
Yeah,
sure.
we have
that
a
I
chart
don't-
that somebody created with the rods and all that, if you wanna take a look at that.
Or you can
I imagine
check
it's the same as what you have.
right. Or you can check the box that just claims the statutory 3 rod by default. That's state passed a law quite a few years ago that all class 3 roads are minimum of 3 rod. So what they're just trying to confirm what the right of way is. But it does say here the project entails rehabilitation of the bridge 45, and so I called and questioned this guy that sent this today, and he's just a right of way guy, so he didn't know, but he questioned who would know, and he said they're still undetermined what they're going to do. Because remember they sent us a questionnaire last year on different questions about the town's input on the bridge and the area and stuff. Well, it sounded then like maybe it was going to be like a new bridge, new replacement, but this here says rehabilitation, so I just questioned as to which way it's headed, and they said that actually they're not even sure right now which way they're going. They're just like they did the surveying this last winter, all the stakes up through with the Gross Farm and stuff. That was the state that was doing the surveying. They had their control points off the bridge on East Bakersfield, so they just extended them down the Horseshoe Road so that they could use them for that bridge. And so this is just the next step, just confirming what the right of way is, what area they got to work in to stay within the right of way.
You don't think you had anything different than a 3 rod for information?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't, like I said, not unless there's something special in the records, but something that is a little different with that is on the east side of the bridge. Shorty has, I don't know how it was worded, deeded or a piece of property up through there, so that wondering if we ever did upgrade the bridge, then you could
There is a
straighten the road
document.
out.
It's a deed from Shorty to the town of Enosburgh.
And that probably specifies a right of way or a width.
I don't even know if it mentions right away. It's actually like a piece of property that
The property.
I don't know if it sold it or if he gifted it because it was before my time.
Right.
But yeah, and it gives dimensions. So
That really, I guess, doesn't have it really anything to do with the bridge project, but that was noted in the comments that I sent back to them
that we have extra land there
That we
should they
have,
decide to make
right.
it. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
So they're unsure what they're gonna do, but I don't know if we should send some words of encouragement to have them put a new bridge in there. This bridge has been on their radar for quite a few years, and actually they were like talking about setting this one ahead of like the tannery and East Bakersfield. And
What if we send the words of encouragement, but also include the deeds to say we've been preparing
well, this guy
for
said
the
that
time that maybe we would get a new bridge?
I
and
told this
is
guy
the
about
process?
that, and he said, "Well, that's good because if they actually do become like they decide they're going to totally replace it, and I have to study further into where the road's going to lead," he said, "I'll want to know. I'll want all that information then." So I don't think they really need it now. He just wants to confirm.
Well, I didn't know if you would tell the people that make the decisions that the town has already gone so far as to
Right.
get the land. But
Well,
maybe
yeah,
it,
they've
maybe it
been
would help
given,
change their mind.
They've been given that information along with this questionnaire last year, but I don't know, it's, like I said, that this bridge has been on the radar, but I told them, you know, had other bridges that are a bigger concern before. And I said, this is a snowmobile trail 6 months out of the year, so they kind of put it on the kind of back burner, but they really noted that it's in bad shape. That's why it's got a 5-ton weight limit. But I don't know. Now we got the East Bakersfield Road, the bridge down there, the Tannery Bridge. I mean, the other next probably worse one is on the Nichols Road, on the Longley Bridge Road end of the Nichols Road, that shouldn't be replaced before too many years down the road. But I don't know, should we encourage trying to, it just seems like a shame to put rehab into that bridge that's there and still have you're gonna have a wooden deck. So you're gonna be at the most a 16,000 pound weight limit is what they have for wooden deck bridges. And you got the width of what? I mean, I'm sure if we had a bridge inspection report, they would tell us, but it's no more than 13, 14 feet there probably, if that.
Yeah.
So, on that bridge, because I don't go that way, the only way out is to the campground, turn around and go back out, or can you go by George's?
They can, yeah, cars can.
Cars, not a big truck.
No. Nothing over 5 ton. Shouldn't. I think it happens.
Not just say somebody has it apparently.
Yeah,
And you want to unload your pickup.
But he did say, he said, well, he talked to whoever and said that they're actually undecided if they're going to rehab the bridge that's there or put in a total replacement. They haven't really decided that, but he said, I can tell you, in past history, that's a historic bridge. So he says usually a historic bridge, the state really hates to get rid of them. They usually are more apt to rehab them than to take them out and replace them. So I'm wondering if we shouldn't try to encourage.
Yeah, it's not that historic.
Well,
Now,
we need more, we need it built stronger because we got modern day equipment that needs to go over that.
Yeah, I mean, right now there isn't, but I mean, things are not gonna shrink up here as time goes on. So if they, what I'm thinking is if they put, I don't know how much money you put into that to rehab it, so then it'll be like that for another 30 years or better, or 50 years.
Yeah, just the access to it. Like I said, if you had the property already deeded by Shorty to change that curve on the other side, it would.
Yeah.
That's kind of sketchy sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't really want to navigate that road in the wintertime.
No.
I mean, there's no need of it really.
Right.
But if they did put in a new bridge, and then it's probably be worth the effort to straighten the road and go straight up through or whatever, and then it does get a lot of traffic in the summertime because people can go through there, so it's a shortcut. But
yeah.
But in the wintertime, you don't plow it.
Nope.
And the thing is that if you were to upgrade it, would your responsibility be to plow it?
I'm sure, I'm sure we would, yeah. I mean, if it's a wider bridge and you straighten the road out, I'm sure we would.
Once you got.
It's class 3 now, so.
Now, the thing is that, are we able to close that in the fall?
We do.
No, I mean, you do now, but say we were to upgrade it. Could we still keep as of October 1st, this section is is off limits, like they do up to
Hazen's Notch.
Hazen's Notch.
Yeah.
That way it's just, nobody's up there, nobody's getting hurt. I mean, it's.
Yeah, you'd have to. If
Would you be able to do something like that?
I don't think you'd have much, if you put in a double lane bridge there and fix the road, you probably wouldn't have much of an excuse not to plow it at that point. Right now it's getting dangerous, I mean, it's, and for what it would gain, it's kind of dangerous and to plow it. I mean, it doesn't really need to be in, the snowmobile trail goes up through there, but if you were to fix the road up and have a double lane bridge, then you probably would just end up plowing it, because
as long as it was straightened out so it wasn't dangerous.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's more urine. Just means more traffic.
Well, yeah, the problem is right now that turn down there is shaded and icy. And
Yeah.
it's dangerous in the winter. You shouldn't.
Yeah, it's a
nobody
90-degree turn uphill.
And it's always iced over. It's shaded so it doesn't melt off.
3 feet forward, 3 feet back.
It's kind of like over the top of Enosburgh Mountain, that's class 3 too, but we don't plow it because it's dangerous and expensive for equipment to smash. Because it's not wide enough. Technically, a class 3 road, you're supposed to have them accessible 365 a year to a pleasure vehicle.
That's why I was asking.
Unless there is a reason why you can't plow it safely. And these 2 roads in Porterville Road, that's our reason, says they can't do it safely.
Okay. So, so they need us to verify?
All they're really looking for is just to verify the right of way, but when I was telling them, well, you know, we didn't know if they're gonna put rehab or if they're gonna put a new bridge, and he said you could put a note on here that, you know, I know you're just checking in the right of way, but the town would really like to see the new bridge encouraged there instead of rehabbing. And they may still just say, well, we're still only gonna rehab this bridge, either you wanna participate or not, we'll pay 95% or 90%, whatever it may be, and you guys can pay the other 10 or 5%. If you don't wanna participate, you don't have to, but this is what we're gonna spend our money doing. So you may not get a new bridge anyways, but.
Right. But if you send them the wordage on the Shorty's change it property, does that make it more appealing for them? And
They've got that already in
They do
here,
have
the
that.
questionnaire. I told them that there's been a piece of property deeded. I don't have
Okay.
the exact language.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you could always send that.
Well, if you got it in there, they'll figure it out.
I just thinking if they're still undecided, maybe we should try to, if we don't want to, fine. If we don't want to, we just want to keep a small bridges there, it seems fine. It just seems like a shame in today's world to spend, I don't know what they plan on spending on rehabbing that bridge, probably shock you.
Not much more than you'd have a lifetime bridge out of
Well,
it.
even if you had twice as much money
Yeah.
into a new bridge, or 3 times as much money, and like we only had to pay 5% of that one up to East Bakersfield, and if it falls under that same program, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I think we got like $70,000 into that bridge,
Right.
and that's a lifetime fix. So it'll accommodate any traffic that needs to go across it, and we'll never have to worry about it again. So this year with the wooden deck bridge, we put pressure treated on it last time, so it's been probably 20 years since we've done it. The planks are getting kind of deteriorated, but and I'm sure they would again. They're not going to use cheap lumber. They're not going to use rough cut hemlock or nothing. I'm sure it'll be top quality pressure treated if they rehab it. But and like I said, they may not do any good to encourage them that they want a new bridge. They might say, well, it's a historic bridge. We can't do nothing but fix it up. So here's what we'll do. If you want to participate or not, and I guess at that point you could make that choice. But right now might
Can we
be the
make a
time
motion
to.
add a note, that Joey can add a note? As for our, what is it, you said rehab versus replacement?
Replacement, yeah.
So maybe, make a motion to, suggest replacement as opposed to rehab if we had the choice. I'll put that out there. I don't know if I missed anything, did I, Joey? So
No, I don't think
replacement
so.
versus rehab, maybe the location, what number did you say it was, the bridge?
45.
45, add a
Bridge
note
number
for bridge
45.
45.
Yep. Town Highway 42, Bridge 45.
I can second that. Doesn't hurt to ask.
Right.
Just put some wordage there to encourage that it could allow us to utilize it 12 months versus 6 months.
Yeah.
Alright. Been moved and seconded, any discussion? Alright. Seeing none, all those in favor of encourage them to new construction on Bridge 45 on the Sand Hill Road, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There.
Speaking of Sand Hill Road, I see that you replaced that sign. Was there a
Yeah.
sign? Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw you
yeah, I
guys
got run
working
over
the
there
other
last
day.
fall, yeah.
What happened to the other one? It just disappeared, or did it get?
I think somebody run it over
Oh, okay.
intentionally.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We almost lost it because they're going to, it happened to be on a Friday night that it happened. So Saturday morning, Emmett tells me at the sign's down. So, oh, geez, I better go pick that up on my way home. Well, I forgot about it. And then I got home, my wife said, we ought to go to the campground over and check out the camper.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So we went by, I said, oh, yeah, that's right. I gotta pick that sign up. And it was laid over like this,
Okay.
towards Leach's.
Okay.
And when we came back from the campground, I met a pickup up on the hill, which probably maybe they had nothing to do with it. And when we got down to the bottom of the hill, I was going to stop, pick it up anyways. It was tipped over and laying towards the road, and they'd finished breaking the post off, so all it was just laying there. So I think they're coming back to get it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
But when they came back, it was gone. Because I had
Good
it.
job, Joey.
Just in time.
They were helping you out.
Yeah, they did. They finished snapping it off, so I didn't have to do it. But
so, I don't know where you're at with the truck schedules there, because
Yeah.
we're gonna have to be putting something together, because it's gonna, if they're 2 years out,
yeah,
uh,
I
you're
should have
pretty
had
good
something
predicament this
out.
spring there, your truck's going in and out of
Yeah,
doctor's offices.
I've been in touch with a couple dealers there, and one of them called me the other day and wanted to come up, I think last Friday or whatever. It wasn't going to work out, but I haven't heard anything from the other one, so I'll try to get them rustled up within the next couple of weeks. So next meeting they'll have something.
Good.
And I guess right now the trucks are a little sooner and a little quicker, but the equipment is still hanging out there 18 months to 2 years. So. But hopefully that starts to pick back up. I think everybody catch up after a while.
So would it, probably wouldn't, if you could get the truck, could you put any of our old equipment on it temporarily to, or would that not make sense?
Probably not.
Yeah.
By the time you spent the money to
Switch
get
them
it
over.
switched over, anything like the plow and the wing you could, because that's pretty easy stuff to put on there, but the attachment
On in the box.
is more of a permanent,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, the box and stuff. So. No, I think it's just a matter of a process of getting the truck, getting the equipment, and waiting out the time to get it done. Should have done it a year ago. But
Good. Package deal for two? If we're gonna, are we gonna
Well,
need
like I
two
told
by-
them both, I said, well, when we get this one ordered within a year, we need to order another one like in a year. We should order another one, because the other one's gonna be it's a 17, so in 27, be 10 years. It's the whole thing, equipment and all, truck,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't know what kind of program they have for that, the lease or whatever, but when that's up, it's up, and turn it in and get a different one, I guess.
Yeah.
I find out all the different things, but then the grader, like I said, is coming up and be 20 years and 26, so 2 years.
Oh, wow.
But fortunate thing with a grader, you can get one in 90 days. So they've got some in stock actually. They said if you want what's in stock, they've got them. But if you order one, they
Well, they're
can
just so
build it
expensive.
in 90 days.
That's why that you can get the most expensive thing in 90 days.
Gotcha.
It's probably what, $500,000 now?
Close to it,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Any issues with your grader?
Well, it's having overheating issues and done a lot of different things. Cleaned the basic stuff inside, flushed and drained the radiator, cleaned the outside multiple times, and water pump, thermostat. I actually had a problem with the water pump, so I thought maybe that was part of the problem. And they said, I think what it is, the motor's just getting tired, so it's creating a little more heat, and of course the radiator gets dirty because it's dusty and stuff, and just probably gonna have to keep clean it more often, which never used to have to worry about it. But even the other day, it was not getting up close to the red, but hotter than the average where it usually always used to run, so. I think it's time to seriously think about it,
Yeah.
cause I think something's gonna go.
Using
wrong
any
there.
oil or anything, or
Yep. I can put 2 quarts a day in it
Well, if
easily.
buying a truck is 2 years out, maybe we should put the grader in for the next
Yeah.
cycle of,
Well,
next
that's what
budget
I'm wondering
cycle.
is if, I mean, the trucks, we got 2 trucks and a grader, then we probably wanna stagger things out. And if the truck's 2 years and 3 years down the road, maybe the grader should
Go
skip
next year.
places, you know, maybe another year or something. Cause you can get that sooner than later.
So
Well, we
you-
leased
two-
that when we bought that.
that one, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying 2 quarts a day
Easily, yeah,
without leaks?
yeah.
How long's it? Is it always used oil or just?
No, probably the last few years, 5 years.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Might not hurt to get prices now. And then we'll just put off a payment till next year. If you can get them in 90 days.
Yeah, if you, whatever you do, you won't pay the first payment for a year. So.
It's a motor for one of them?
When he was up putting the water pump in, I guess it's nothing that out of the ordinary. He said usually they'll put a rehab motor in there, but he didn't say a price. It was just a mechanic. I don't think he knew.
What's your ballpark figure?
Oh, I don't
You
know.
don't have
I don't
Any
know.
price guesses?
No. Don't have too many motors.
When you
It's
start
probably,
it,
it's gotta be close to a
100.
payment.
You start it and it's
20-ish.
cold, there's a little tick. I wouldn't call it a knock, just a tick.
It's-
A knock sounds bad. Tick sounds like, we can get along with
Does
it.
it still start okay when it's cold?
It's always in where it's warm, so.
Right.
So when you start it, it's got a little tick here, but yeah, you can put 2 quarts a day in it.
You don't have to run the radio too loud yet, then,
No,
no?
it's not a knock, it's a tick.
I like that. So Dwayne doesn't need a new tractor. It's just a tick.
Just a tick, not a
not a knock.
But it's got 12, almost 13,000 hours on it. And got the same hours as the last one we got rid of, so it's getting there.
Okay.
And then are we looking at a, mower and tractor, or?
I don't know, that's the next thing we'd have to talk about there. Are we gonna keep the grader we got with the boomer on it and, or, I don't know what they give us for a trade-in.
I think you just
Probably not.
answered that question for me.
Yeah,
I think you just answered that question.
With the tick, you mean?
with a tick and the
Yeah.
sound,
The 2
yeah.
quarts of oil and
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that
and the
might be
heating up and
right.
all that. Doesn't really make much sense to keep it.
Probably not. That's the thing we
Gonna have-
talked about, you know, do you keep
We
that?
don't wanna
and-
do it and then have to put a motor in it
Right.
and then still trade
Then
it
it's
in.
worth
Yeah.
nothing, yeah.
Yep, so, yeah, so if we don't have that, then we've been hiring somebody to do our mowing the last couple of years, so.
Yeah.
And if we had a tractor and a side mower and then had a boom mower on it too, something like Fairfield's got over there. And it'd be nice if it had a bucket on it, so if the loader's up to the pit or whatever and you need to load some cold patch or whatever, you got a little bucket there to do it with, but.
Well, I can tell you the next time one of those state sales comes up, sometimes they get rid of some of their stuff.
I think they got one coming up. I think I got an email the other day
That might be an
actually.
option too,
Mhm.
if we used with it and get
Yeah.
something, cause we don't use it a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Joey.
So yeah, nothing but spending money.
That's good news all the way around.
Nothing getting cheaper.
That's
That
right.
grader
I
was
pick up
what,
on the
two,
90
I think
days.
that grader was
That makes
250-ish.
I
That
think
was
it's
with the
It
mower.
was before I was.
I think it was
It was-
225, I think it was.
What are the numbers on
Or
that?
no,
Yeah,
On
I
the
think it
loader,
was right around
Joey.
there.
yeah,
Or the
225 or
grader, What's the
235.
numbers on that?
Dollar wise?
No, the model.
772D.
What year is that?
It's 2006.
2006.
So it'd be 20 years and 2 years. Which
So
is
you've
our-
dated
our
yourself.
plan.
Yep, here.
That was one of
Which
the
was
first
our-
things we bought because, well, we found a way to lease things.
Yeah, that was one of the leases that you bought it in the end for $1, so.
Because, you know, we needed the stuff and it was good. Then we got a loader.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Have a good night, Joey.
See you guys.
Right on schedule, 6:30. Oh,
Thank you guys for waiting.
Oh, these guys.
I don't have any papers.
Thank you.
Alright. So happy post-solar eclipse.
Yes, that's right.
Hope you guys got to see it.
Was it quiet for you guys?
Weirdly, yes. That was our slowest day of the
Oh, really?
season. Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Ironically, it was a good
It was a
thing.
very calm day.
Yeah. It was
Just the
actually,
vibe was-
everybody was polite and
It was kind of
it was a cool crowd.
pretty.
Everybody was pretty nice. So a few items to go through with you guys tonight. I apologize, it's quite a bit here. So item number one, so crew and service updates. Our call volume has gone up way more than I kind of expected this year to be. We're currently on track to do a little over 1,400 calls this year. 2022 we did 1,100. Last year we did 1,200. This year we're on track for 1,400. So it's been substantially increased, which is good for us. I mean, business is good, but from the same standpoint, it's hard on equipment and medical expenses and all that stuff. Community events. We had the solar eclipse, which was very cool. We had 2 crews for that 3-day period. It worked out that we really didn't have that much of a call volume during that time period, but we were prepared regardless for anything to happen. We had a group that was here from a college in Rhode Island that had these expensive telescopes to look at it, so it's kind of cool to see that. But they were all very polite. It was a good crowd. That
They take pictures of the telescope or just?
yeah,
look
I got
at
some cool ones for you guys. I'll
Oh,
show you in a bit.
Yeah.
It's amazing what they can look at. We participated in the color run too. That was over the weekend. It sounded like it was a good turnout for that. We had a crew there. Nobody got hurt, and it sounded like everybody had a good time. The weather seemed to hold out.
And I would like to add, I don't know the crew members that were there, but I was there volunteering, and I like to say that I don't like to see people just sitting in the vehicle. They got out, they walked around, they met with the organizers, they shook hands, they went from different station to station and just kind of walked around, which was good to see, so I wanted to comment on that.
Nice. That's what we like to hear. We like to hear the engagement.
Absolutely, it's just better than sitting and just
Yeah,
waiting for something.
sitting, exactly, waiting for something to happen. This year we have a bunch of events scheduled. I've already had some towns reach out to me to staff a truck for their events. One of them coming up is the Race Around the Lake that we look forward to in Franklin. That's coming up in June. And then we've also got some events in Enosburgh and Bakersfield as well, and Montgomery. So we're excited for that. It sounds like the community involvement, they're really reaching out to have us there and partake in their events. Part of this event, I did want to do a thank you to Nick Aldrich from Post Road Repair. We did have a little bit of a panic with our 2017. We had a consistent issue where the oil temperature gauge and the coolant temperature gauge were setting our truck off, and it would put it into a reduced power mode. And he essentially chased wires, and he found the issue. He put aside all of his other clients for 3 to 4 days and just focused on our ambulance and got us up and running right before the eclipse.
Nice.
So huge thank you to him. I would like to do something for him, like get him a gift card or something like that, because he went above and beyond for us. I've never seen any mechanic do that for us. So with your guys' permission, I'd like to get him a gift card too, for a restaurant or something. Yeah, Kathy's Tavern.
Yeah, yeah.
That's okay with me.
Sounds great.
We'll do that. 'Cause he definitely went above and beyond for us on that.
For sure.
Montgomery First Response is officially up and running. We have them established. They are licensed at the EMT level. We've been working with Dr. Kovacs, who's our medical director for the hospital. and we got their licensure along with members. There's a bunch of members. There's actually Erin, I can never pronounce her last name. Kopax. She is very intrigued with EMS, and she's been doing some ride-along time with us. She's joined Montgomery First Response, and they have a good group that's going with it right now. It's been going to be beneficial to us with those responses that are way out in the middle of nowhere. Getting somebody there quickly is kind of the big thing with that. So they'll be licensed at the EMT level as a first response agency to help us with those calls. So they're officially established. And then we just check in with them to do audits to make sure they have the appropriate equipment, they're maintaining their licensures and all that stuff. We have an operational letter of agreement with them for their licensure. But
So, just to back up a little bit, on the gift card, does that come, should we have a motion on that, or just, you get, coming out of
If
their?
it's gonna be a specific amount, and you said it was Kathy's Tavern or something?
yeah, I was thinking something local.
That's a good price.
Yeah, we can do that.
I don't know, should we have one for that, or just let you guys,
Take it out of the ambulance budget
out of
or
you
whatever,
guys'
and
budget, you're good?
That's fine.
just an expense.
Alright, okay,
Good for that?
Yeah.
Perfect. Training. So we've kind of created this initiative that's new to the EMS district. And we've established this kind of training system for all agencies. It really started out as just Enosburgh Ambulance. It grew to incorporate Richford Ambulance, and now it's kind of widespread throughout the state, which is kind of cool. We're using kind of Facebook as a platform as a training site. Basically catching up with the 21st century. So each day, or each week I should say, we do a training that's posted to the Facebook page for EMS providers to view. They can count that towards their CEs. That's really grew, and we're doing now cooperative trainings with Richford Ambulance Service. So each night we do training, they attend our trainings as well. They really seem to enjoy the trainings that we've done thus far, and they reached out to us to see if we could do co-trainings with them. So each night we do training, they participate as well, which has been good to elevate their service and help them out however we can.
Yeah.
So we've enjoyed our time with them.
That's not a public, it's not open to the public.
No, it's just for, so we have some state members from the state
Okay.
EMS office that are on there, a bunch of doctors, nurses,
That's cool.
and a lot of EMS providers. So it's been a good platform. It's kind of,
Yeah, because you can do your
Yeah.
photos, you can do your, your different tabs there that they
Yeah.
have, yeah.
we post a lot of like studies, like new studies that come out for the medical field and EMS, just to kind of keep everybody up on what's going on. As far as we know, we're kind of one of the first services in this area to do such a thing, and it's really kind of taken off since we've done it. So
Yeah, that's
everybody
great.
seems to be liking it. It gets our name out there, and
Yeah.
everybody knows who we are.
Pioneers of the Facebook training.
So that's the training site. I want to round back to you guys on the full-time position that Derek Choate had. I have not filled that full-time position. We still do have it. I do have shifts open for it, but I want to bring it to you guys. It's an ALS position that he had, and if we continue it, it would continue to be an ALS position. The duties remain the same for that position. They would be required to be the assistant training officer, run the junior member program that we run here, and then also be an FTO, which is field training officer. So any new orientees that we have come on, they would be their oversight to make sure that they complete the orientation process and they're comfortable to operate off of orientation before they're released. So I want to run this by you guys if that's something that we want to continue to fill. What I would basically do is open it up internally, do an internal application to everybody who's ALS certified. So it's open for everybody.
How long is Derek? Is he gone now?
He's
Yes.
been gone.
Yeah. He's been gone
Since
since
January.
January.
Oh, was it? I thought it was in the beginning.
Yeah, January.
Okay.
He's
Yeah, I
gone
think
January.
internal, like opening it to see if there's any movement, but yeah.
Yep.
That'd be
To make
good.
it fair for everybody. We would
Mhm.
do So they would complete an application, and then we would do an interview with myself, and then also with my other supervisors. And then if you guys also want to do an interview as well, that's fine. I'm open to that. That's really up to you guys.
Okay. Like, so since January, you've been filling it by per diem?
Yep.
Yeah. Any issues
Per diems
there?
and other full-timers.
Yeah. Any issues there?
No,
No.
I mean, the shift has remained to be filled.
Yeah.
Not really issues, but sometimes it leads to some overtime.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You can let us know, you know, when and if you get applications and.
And maybe let us know, like, just pass on an email to me so I can forward to them, so they can see who the candidates are maybe, even if they don't have time to jump into an interview.
I'll put the application out first thing Monday next week, and then it will close, we'll give it 2 weeks. So that would put us at the second week of May.
First week
of May.
Turkey season around here.
Between turkey season.
Okay. Now, are you putting it out just internally to begin with? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
just internally.
All right. Okay. Sounds good.
The grate removal. So that's been a hassle. I'm ready to get them out. Taylor Johnson, who is an employee here, he has a business doing welding, and you guys see him at Hartman's. He has a fully insured business. I asked him about it. He has a torch cutter, I guess you call it, to remove the grates. He quoted me $200 to $300 to do it.
They're still in
They're
place?
still in there. Yeah.
So the fire department wasn't able to help you out there? Huh.
Yeah.
You thought the chop saw or something?
Yeah. That'd be fun.
I'm ready to get them out.
Yeah.
I got the new grates. I'm ready to put them in.
And that seems reasonable. You know, how many are there that you're removing? Just one? Or
They're in, so it's 2 bays, and they're in sections.
Oh, so
throughout.
this
So
is
there's-
200 to 300 per section?
No,
No, the whole
Total.
job.
Oh,
Yeah, you should be able to-
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then pop them out.
Yeah.
We tried popping them out ourselves. They're
Yeah,
not
you,
coming out.
you need, I thought maybe they had some equipment over here where they could, like, chop saw it, you know.
Jaws of life?
Jaws of life sort of stuff, but
Didn't-
whatever, because they might also break the concrete too if they're not
Yeah,
easy with it.
that's true.
If he's gonna stay, he's insured. And
Yeah, sounds good. Probably, you wanna, I'll make a motion, to have Taylor Johnson, go ahead with the grate removal.
I'll second.
Oh, I'm so tired, this will be great. I had to get that in there, Phil's been, you know, with the rough.
We like to drive it back.
Yes.
That was a great motion.
Yeah. I was waiting for that, Phil.
All right. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Tell Taylor to get them out of there.
Beautiful.
When I see this, I was like, man, I thought they were already all out, and you were just talking about getting rid of them. It's
I'll
like,
find a place to get rid of them.
yeah, huh?
There's a metal dumpster over the town garage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll find somewhere for them. I just want them out.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll contact Taylor tomorrow and let him know he is a go for that.
Yep. Good.
All right.
Tell him he's got time to stop running.
He did, yeah. He said this out, but now he's doing his other business.
Yeah.
He's been nonstop. So second to last item. This is something I do want to talk to you guys about. The 2017 is being a consistent problem. With our call volume right now, which is good for us, we're consistently running 2 trucks, which keeps our crews busy. We're fielding our calls, we're keeping up with our calls. Where we run into an issue is when I go down a truck. So this truck I budgeted for, and you can actually incorporate the budget on here. Go to this page. Mine's in color, your guys' isn't, I'm sorry. So this year so far, under ambulance, maintenance, supply, and repairs, 2 vehicles, we've already spent $8,500 for maintenance and repair of the vehicles so far. We budgeted for $10,000. This doesn't incorporate the recent repair he had to do to get to the wires on the firewall from the ambulance before the solar eclipse, which I'm sure is going to be expensive. While he was in there, he also found that the upper oil pan on the driver's side has a gasket leak, which means that motor's going to need to be pulled again to address the gasket. So in a nutshell, we're consistently developing a trending issue with this truck, which is kind of unfortunate because we have the personnel to staff the truck, but I don't have the truck for the personnel. So in lieu of this, I've spoken with Robert just to get an idea on how much it would be if we wanted to outfit a third truck. It's not cheap. What I looked at was actually a van style, which is half the price of the box trucks. And the type that he has in stock, I've got a little flyer attached with it. It's a Demers chassis on a Ford Transit van ambulance.
Which some of our older members will remember that we had a Demers one time.
Yes, which is still running. We sold it to Missisquoi. That was back in like 2006, I think. Maybe a little later.
That might not have been the one, because the one we had that was a Demers, we wanted the use of it for a year, and then we had to send it back to Montreal.
Oh, gotcha. Different one. So this is the new style. It's an all-wheel drive gas job, not diesel. Gas. The cost of this style ambulance is $148,000. Now, being another ambulance, you have to equip that ambulance with the equipment, which means a cardiac monitor, a stretcher, backboards, medical supplies.
This one doesn't come with a stretcher like the last one did?
No. Comes with a bracket to mount, to put the stretcher in, but it doesn't come with a
So you're
stretcher.
thinking making this a third truck?
That's what I'm looking
Keeping that
into.
one for a spare, and send that up.
So basically doing a rotation. From what Nick told me, we need to milk this truck for the next 2 years.
Because it doesn't go in for replacement
Until
for 2 years. And
fall.
even if we wanted to get in sooner, we can't.
Correct. It doesn't go in until fall of 2025.
But the van is the cheaper of the ways to go, and having that for long distance transports, it's more economical.
Definitely.
Is it big enough?
Yeah. Amcare.
Doesn't it look small?
It does look small.
Oh yeah.
Well, I just think about Damien running around town in that little transit. It's like, you're not gonna get anybody back there.
They actually have some photos of the inside of it, and from what I grew up with vans, they've changed a lot.
I mean, I would have to guess that's why MCare has more vans than anything, because
Right,
it is more
cheaper
economical,
and
you're making more
economical.
money.
They're cheaper. They're cheaper to
Yeah,
fix.
bigger rigs.
They're cheaper to operate.
Yeah,
They're cheaper on
absolutely,
fuel.
But everything about it is on a smaller level, so.
Right. So I've updated our budget. I want to give you guys the most informed decision you can on this, because I definitely know this is not an easy one. It's not something I planned for.
And just real quick, if we do purchase this third ambulance when the 2017 goes in to be, what do you call it, remounted, that will be roughly, 3 months process, where we're not guaranteed a loaner. So that would be 3 months that we'd be down a truck, where if we got this,
Solve that issue.
we sell that for those 3 months.
And they are in stock,
Yes, he has one. Yeah.
unlike the big ones.
Where are you
They're
gonna
not
put
in
it?
stock and they're years down the road, but the vans
Great
are readily
question.
available.
Cause
So-
it has to be inside, right?
Correct. Yep. It's got to be in a controlled environment. I've talked to BJ a little bit. The armory potentially as a temporary spot. They used to put the ladder truck inside the armory, and they have that back portion that could be stored temporarily until we figure out a
I
storage
mean,
spot
we have
for
half
it.
a salt shed, so why not?
That's right.
Heat it.
You just build a garage.
Right. It's definitely an expense.
Yeah.
The concern is we're keeping up with the volume we have now when we have 2 trucks consistently operating. When I go down a truck is when I run into an issue.
And we are, one payment per year, right now.
Correct.
The other one was paid off last year.
Yes.
And even if you did okay a purchase, we don't have to have a payment for next year. We can work something out in the bank that we just do like a big payment a year, and we just select the month that we want it in.
This 17 is all paid, or
Yeah, we own
It's paid
17.
for.
So on the budget sheet, it shows where we currently stand on our budget, and based on where we stand, where we're projected to be if nothing changed and we stayed on the path we're on. So currently, on the revenue side, we're doing well. Based on the call volume, we're still receiving reimbursements for our old billing rates. Our new billing rates took effect on March 1st. You typically don't receive those reimbursements until a month after the call actually happens. So we're just starting to see those new reimbursement rates kick in, which is increasing our revenue more than I projected on this, but this is as we sit right now. So currently we're in the green, a little over 14,000 in the green, which is great. Some of our bigger expenses, one being salary. If we can fill that full-time position, that'll cut a lot of the overtime, which will be helpful. The other thing is the maintenance, supply, and repair to vehicles. That was one big item. I didn't expect to spend that much in this 3-month period. And then the other thing is the medical supply and equipment, which comes with the nature of running more calls. You use more equipment and staffing for the supplying for the eclipse. The salary under projected 2024, that's if we were to stay on the path we are on right now, that's where we would end up roughly being. If we can cut the overtime, then that'll put me back towards where my budget line is for the 2024 budget. But I'm really trying to limit the amount of maintenance supply we're spending on the ambulances at the same time. Questions you guys have?
So on the bottom, you got a refurbished 2025?
That's what we're already contracted to.
That's what we're already contracted
Yep.
for, okay.
Currently, yeah.
Are there any used ones out there that are worth looking at? If this is just gonna be a third one, or if you're thinking you'd use this for a lot of the long distance transports and stuff?
Yeah, and it would be incorporated into the rotation just like the other two trucks are.
And Robert did say he had some used ones, but the thing about it, if you had a new one, the cost of maintenance, because it's under.
Yeah, we've gotta use them.
Yeah.
They were putting a lot of money into.
Sounds like a grader.
Yeah.
Sounds like our grader.
Sounds like our grader.
This is not $500,000.
That's right.
Right.
Well, half a million.
So these transit ones, what do they get for what do they send for a warranty on them?
I believe those are 7-year warranties.
7 year, 100,000 mile probably, or?
That's Robert.
Just on the stocking of the ambulance portion, as far as supplies goes, we are looking at a refurbished cardiac monitor, which roughly with everything that it needs as far as cables goes would just fall short of $20,000. We didn't quote a new one, but they're easily over $60,000 for a brand new one. So since it's kind of a third truck that'll be in rotation, we don't necessarily want to dump that amount of money on a monitor. So of course trying to limit our costs on that. And that could be shipped pretty much right away. The kind of like, I guess the lacking portion is the unknown time of radios, but I already talked with
Radio North.
Radio North, thank you. Radio North about getting a radio in, and that's an actual quote with the price of the radio and installation. So just shy of $10,000.
Radios got very expensive.
Yeah, they're very expensive. And that, as far as like radios goes, they're kind of changing to more of a digital radios for the future. And this is a digital radio. So in the future, some of the other radios will have to upgrade in years and years and years from now. But this radio will be digital and will be good until it pretty much scraps.
The next technology.
Yeah.
So along the lines of radios, this is not about an ambulance, but has anybody come to replace that antenna yet?
Not yet. Burlington Communications The last I spoke to them, they wanted to send a supervisor to look at it. We had the quote, and I tried getting in contact with them, and the supervisor never came. So Clem said he has a direct contact to them, and I'm gonna use him to see if his word works.
Sure.
To get us somebody.
Strange.
Yeah.
So the difference between these two is just,
The inside layout, basically,
just
it's
because I
like,
noticed it's like 5,000.
Does Robert have one that if he was up in May, that he could bring one up to show the board?
yes.
Would you be interested in
that's
seeing
cool.
one?
Yeah.
Is there one you guys seen both these examples? Which one's easier and better to work with?
Demers,
What's that?
Demers.
Demers.
for sure.
How come, this is just, I'm just curious, but
Are
what's
they still
the,
out of Montreal?
Demers, yeah,
Yeah.
Ontario, I think.
what's the only difference is an inverter, what's that?
The inverter,
Yeah,
the power.
Electrical.
oh, okay, cause that one says the wheeled one, wheeled coach.
And they don't come in diesel.
Correct. Gasoline. If you get a Mercedes, then those can come in diesel. Mercedes are very expensive.
That sounds nice.
Some little chassis.
I drove one for a little
Can
bit.
you bring one of
Before
those
the
up?
BMW
For our dirt roads.
They're expensive to fix
Yeah,
too.
yeah, Billy Joe, you have a, no, yours is a BMW, but you drive it.
It's not actually mine, but yes, I'm
Yes,
still
yes, yes,
driving it,
that's-
because they
that's
still
right.
haven't fixed mine.
Okay, you said maybe in May we can look at one, that'd be cool.
Well, Robert does come to Vermont quite often. So,
Where's he out of?
he lives in South Carolina,
Oh, he does, okay.
but he's here more than he's there, I think. I always
Okay.
pick on him about that. He was here for the last snowstorm, he had to shovel.
We can go to
Yeah, I
South
do.
Carolina.
Would you move to South Carolina? That'd be a hard trip.
So what's, is this got anything to do with? the-
Yeah, that's a separate item.
Okay.
Yeah, so it sounds like we don't need to make a motion or
You don't
anything on
have
that
to.
tonight. I mean, unless you guys want to.
Let's look at it.
Now, can Nick give you a quote on that,
Okay, man.
oil pan?
Well, I
That
think
has
it's
to go
still
to-
under warranty, is it? Did you
If
tell me it
it's the
was?
same one that Heritage replaced,
So it is.
which I don't know if that's
You don't
under
know.
warranty.
Remember 2 years ago was it, went to Heritage for, I don't know, it was there for a long time.
We believe it's the same gasket that's
I may or may not.
sprung a leak again.
Okay.
So that'll be down for a little bit. How, do we have time to wait till May to look at this third ambulance or?
How much oil are you putting in?
Yeah.
The theme of tonight, huh?
Yeah, right.
32 quarts a day?
Is it
Not
is
two
it a
quarts
tick
a
or a
day.
knock? I guess the thing is, he could contact Robert, and if Robert is coming up sooner, we could call a meeting for you guys to take a peek at it.
Yeah, that's fine.
That works for me.
I mean, he seems to be around a lot. I don't know when
Yeah.
his next trip was planned.
I'm gonna come up, think about it, have a ride home.
He'd take a special trip for us.
I think he would, yeah.
So how would this affect your budget if we put another one in the?
I can plan for it and budget if they are willing to do the year wait. I can incorporate it into next year's budget. Obviously, it's not something I anticipated for this year. That being said, it would increase the number of transports we could do. The hospital is basically calling us daily to see if we can do a transfer
kidding.
for them. Yeah.
That's great.
Well, if this thing's cheaper to run,
Yeah.
you still charge the same money.
And that's what you'd use for the transports? Yeah,
Absolutely.
all right. And you said they have them in stock?
As long as they don't sell them. Yes.
But you're gonna think down the long road too. Can we expand the bay and what's that gonna cost?
Right,
Yep.
right.
Is there room here?
Well, you'd want them
I
all
don't know if I'd
together.
ask.
I don't think there is.
There's actually room, but,
Here?
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's,
Touchy subject.
Yeah.
Somebody's living quarters get shrunk down, and
yeah,
no microwave, and
it's the sharing part.
You'd probably want them all together.
What
I mean,
about,
wouldn't it be
like,
more
one of
efficient if it
those-
was
I mean, in a
there?
perfect
Just
world,
temporarily,
yeah.
could it be
Yeah.
one of those,
Tire
old
building.
people, yes,
Like a carport?
Yeah, but you gotta have it,
exactly.
you gotta have it temperature
You need to
controlled,
heat it.
right?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
even
but
more.
we have talked, and I mean, we still have the armory. I mean, it's a temporary fix, and you could keep one down there,
The one that's out of service,
Right.
could keep down there.
and unless something bad happened, they needed to get in, they would have keys to that back door if they, for whatever reason, needed the third.
If that bay was, the doors are on that end, it wouldn't gain 3, would it?
Be pretty darn close, I bet. You got enough room to back. If you went the other way with them. You know what I mean? Put doors on the end where you're parking. And bring them in this way, rather than this way.
I don't know. There's a beam there, a main beam that goes through there. I don't know if you could.
Yeah.
It would be
Adjust
tight,
that.
and I don't know if it would cost as just as much as adding on to the side
True.
to cover those doors and put 3 more doors on. It'd be tight.
The only other spot I thought of was back behind the building where the crew room is, behind there,
Where the dog,
where the yeah,
The dog park's gonna go?
yeah.
To be determined, it sounds like.
yeah, when you look at what he's got.
I mean, do you have to have that, do you have to plug it in or anything like that? You do?
Mhm.
So even if we put up a single garage, you still has to obviously be heated and you still have to have things in there to
Heated power.
make, to, we'd have power anyways, but.
Yeah.
Maybe better just add to
Oh,
the,
that's why you said we allowed
to the existing building.
the walls.
Put another slab out there.
Okay, that makes sense.
You got almost room between the building and your parking now, right?
We have the walls
it'll
already
fit.
built down at the.
Yeah.
That's right.
You wouldn't be able to put that on here, it would have to be steel building.
Yeah, that belongs to the
Highway,
highway.
that's right.
They're gonna charge.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah, they will.
Hey, did you order the oxygen, lift?
No, I put in a grant
Oh,
to pay for it. It's not gonna work, but it does.
Okay.
Any questions?
get it up here.
Yep.
Okay.
Take a look at it.
I'll contact Robert. And the last thing,
Tell me you can leave it here while we're thinking about it.
Don't leave
Just wanna
it,
see
we
how it
can try
rides.
it,
Is there a
find
test
another ride
drive?
home, if we like it.
Trials for a
trial
while.
period.
We want a year to try it.
The St. Albans PD is putting on a first responder grant course. It's taking place June 3rd and 4th. It's a 2-day specialized class for public safety, first response agencies on developing, writing, and applying for grant programs. The class will be presented by staff from first responder grants. This is something I wanted to bring to attention to you guys as a course for me to potentially do, to one, grant write, and to know how to look for grants that maybe I can't easily find.
Looks like a great opportunity.
Seems like it
I
does.
was thinking maybe a couple people.
Yeah,
It's expensive, it's $500
Yeah.
for the course.
but what's the grant gonna save you every time? If you miss some,
Yeah, I think that's a
if
good
you miss $1,000 grant, you know,
Exactly.
we lost 1,500.
Yeah, because it sounds like a lot of the grants are, what can you put in there to
Right.
make it stand out?
Some education
Yeah,
would be good for
yeah,
that, for sure.
Words.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I think that's a great thing.
You need a motion on that?
You said
Yeah,
just you,
it's
Garrett,
500.
you're just looking to go, yeah. Did you make a motion, Bill?
No,
Sorry, I
I will,
missed it.
I'll make a motion to, send Garrett to the grant training at a $500 cost for the city of St. Albans.
I'll second.
Any, Phil moved, Jessica seconded for sending Garrett to the grant training. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. we're good. Maybe you'll
What
find
is
a
that?
grant to pay for a.
Yeah, if I just gotta pay for our ambulance.
Oh, okay,
kidding.
that'd be good.
June 3rd and 4th, yeah.
We should made it be.
Oh, wait,
move
is
it up
that-
to May.
Is that
I wish it was tomorrow.
Junior weekend?
No, it's a couple
No.
days after.
Deer Day weekend's earlier, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, earlier, the first?
Yeah,
Yeah.
30th, 31st, 1st and 2nd.
I'm
Okay.
away that week.
All right.
It seems late. Wasn't it earlier last year?
No, it's always the first
So
weekend,
the
first
week of
weekend.
the end of May.
First Saturday.
Somewhere in there.
Last week.
You going down to like southern?
No, we're going, well.
First Saturday of June.
We're going to Wellsburg.
Yep.
We big house and.
It's nice there.
Gotcha. Cool.
All right.
Thank
That's
you
all you
guys.
got?
That's
That's
it.
Alright, see you later.
Thank
See
you
you
guys.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where's those pictures?
When's that? Do Deer Day weekend?
Are,
That's
now
the
are
last
these
week of May
actually
that
the
we're going
ones
to
that
Wells
you
for a
saw,
week
you
with the whole
took, or
family.
did?
You're going to
The kids
Wells?
send it.
From
Yeah, the
there,
kids are
they
all
sent them to me.
coming with us, so
Oh.
Cool.
Megan's flying home from Wisconsin with her husband.
We just went there over the weekend.
Oh, I love that place.
Yeah.
That's a
my
lot
favorite
different
place.
than what I
Like,
took.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
This is with this was right from our parking lot.
Lori's trying, because she always takes great pictures of her, and she cut and get it, and I was like, you got 3 minutes?
Wow, look at those.
That's amazing.
Make
So
it
Gary's,
watch, right?
Gary's sitting outside Shirley's house,
Oh,
and he's
that's
got his camera, and he's taking, he's got his glasses on, he's
And
taking.
like
I
each
said,
telescope has a
"You
different
can't
filter
do
on it,
that."
so like you can get
And he goes,
different
"Wow."
views.
And I said, it says you're gonna damage your phone.
Wow, look at
And
that
he's like,
one. That
Well,
is so
I don't
cool.
understand, I'm holding another pair of glasses up, what's it
Pretty
gonna
impressive.
do? So then I'm yelling
That
at
is
him,
cool.
you're gonna do something, you're
Oh, yeah,
gonna
look
buy a
at
new
that.
phone. So then I'm reading on WCX and it talks
yeah.
about NASA.
He was like some kind of
scientists.
astronomer
NASA
course.
scientists said if you're gonna take pictures, at
It's
least
cool
hold
to have
your
him here.
They showed it on TV.
So I said, well, Gary
Look
said
Oh
at
yeah.
you're
that.
smart.
Well, they
than
came down. They
NASA
asked her like, "Do you guys care if we just come down to your parking lot? We've got all these telescopes. Why don't you guys go through?" And I was like,
Yeah, that's funny because I saw that on TV, so then I was telling her, but it was like, you
I
just,
thought Lori's
these cameras
I thought
are,
it came out really good for pictures.
yeah, but nothing
Thank you
else.
guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.
All right. So did the. So
Isn't that all?
the Cerro
She's done.
email on the cots.
Yeah. I don't remember anything about talking about buying 10 cots, but he said that there was discussions after the storm in December of '22 about, because we borrowed some from Swanton.
Oh, I
And he
remember.
said that there was discussions about potentially us buying 10.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have that email, do you have the email? in
Yeah, I
there?
thought we talked about that,
Um,
right?
and
Yeah.
that they would be stored at the armory, but we don't have room for 10 cots. I mean, we already have
No.
an ambulance, some
It's-
walls, and some electrical.
I don't know why, I don't know why John is,
Love that.
um,
I do remember that conversation.
I don't know how
I'm
big
already
these
in
things
contact with the state on that.
So we wouldn't have to buy
So we
them.
don't have to buy them.
Oh, good.
And, just let them know that we're on top of it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
I didn't remember that conversation.
What did he say? What did he say? I can't- So, okay.
We're good.
Okay.
We're good?
Yes.
We don't need them?
Perfect.
We need them, but
We're
we're good.
getting them free.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, well, that's.
We still gotta store them.
Free is better.
And all it is boxes.
How
Oh,
big
I
are the boxes,
see.
though? That's not a bed. That's a.
Oh, I know, it's
That's a
just,
pillow.
just like we get, yeah, those
Yeah.
little,
Your roll up match.
Yeah.
There ain't no roll-up mattress.
So it's a yoga mat.
Oh, yes, they do have those. Okay, good, hey, you know, it's
Whatever.
for
It's
emergency.
an emergency, you're in a
Yeah.
pinch.
That's all it is, just a, it's an army call.
Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
whatever. Perfect.
Alright.
That's all we got.
which is kind of funny because you talk about Army Con, but I looked at it the other day in our college yearbook. He was all over it.
You have to bring it in.
I was thinking about
Ah,
Alright, and I think the other thing we already did was the rec committee letter
Yeah, yeah.
of interest, so that is good. Jesse was gonna reach out to the state about the
we already do
crosswalk
this.
stuff. Do you
He
know if
did,
you heard
and he
anything?
hasn't,
Oh, no,
he hasn't
they
gotten a
did.
response
Very
yet that was clear.
Good catch.
They didn't say no. I think they just said that it would have, I mean, he should tell you with better words, but it wasn't not that it wasn't allowed. I think they just need a request. So I still have the paperwork for that, but I thought we would wait until the next meeting when we got clarification about that. Cause one is going in, but, I mean, I know you guys agree with, definitely needs to be both places.
Yeah. Okay.
And by the sounds of it, it didn't seem like they're in too much of a rush because with the projects they've got going on around the village, we may have to have a special meeting with them to see what we're gonna do out here with paving because we need to pave, but they're gonna end up cutting into our pavement if they wait till next year. If we knew they could do it this year, we could put off paving. But I don't think we can put off paving indefinitely because it's pretty bad out there.
Yeah.
No, we don't want them to cut into new pavement either. This year or next year.
To fix it. Okay. So I think they were wanting to get an answer on that. It's kind of what I got from John.
Yeah.
Talked to him the other day.
So I do
put it on for the next meeting. That'll be good. Yeah. All right.
Do we need to do the minutes?
Yeah.
So just out of curiosity, and it's more of a clarification, but, Marley Lane is a street,
Yeah, it's a road.
It's a road, yeah.
so I mean, can we, I don't know if you wanna identify that, because I knew there was only 2 people that showed up, but I didn't know if one of them was Molly Lane. I mean, not to be.
Oh, I see what
You
you're
could,
saying.
yeah.
Okay, I can.
I mean,
Lane.
I don't know, there's,
That makes sense.
I just looked at it and going, who the heck is Molly Lane? You know?
Yeah.
And then the,
It's Kelly Lane's sister.
and then the other thing is when you go through on Daniel Cunningham, we're present to discuss a discontinuance, that shouldn't his state is?
Is that how her name's spelled?
Yeah, she's German.
Oh, wow.
Because it's I know it's just in wording, but because you put was,
We're present.
and no, that is in place.
Yeah.
See that, because see that
So it is in place,
discontinuance.
it never got not in place.
That was-
Right,
So
but-
am I supposed to use the word was? Is that what you're asking?
no, you have
Take
was
away-
in
Okay,
there,
Okay, so change was.
but-
Change was to is.
that way it's firm,
No, I agree.
I mean, I don't know, I just interpretation.
Good point.
Yeah, that can be an issue if another town becomes
Right.
part of that road.
Yeah.
Get tired yet?
You sure it was 9:10?
No, I was tired at 6.
That's what I had written.
I'll move to accept those minutes after the changes suggested by Pierre.
Just suggested.
Those are very
Yeah, but
good,
next week you're
Pierre.
gonna say, I suggested it, you need to put my name in it.
I second.
So I'm being very clear on
I second
that.
these.
We were in agreement, we.
All right. Any discussion? Everybody in favor of the minutes as amended? Aye.
Aye.
Isn't there a Penny Lane too?
I'll move to adjourn.
I'll second that.
There you go.
All in favor?
Aye.
Outta here.
Aye.
Yeah.